Used to become a little cat-like. To observe moving objects and react. These birds are signaling the beginning of the start times. See, like, nothing's actually happened yet. This is a simulation. Field recording. So, Mic2 is on my chest, Mic2 is on a Pixi, Mic2 is on a Pixi. Those two are on Mic2 receiver into here. Now, we're trying an experiment here. So, Benro variable ND. I don't know. So, let's see. 72 millimeter. Our sun head goes back on. We got variable ND, we have stereo in, we have satellite microphones. These birds are signaling the beginning of the start times. Wow, the little bird is up here. The elusive little yellow bird. Oh wait, no. Looks like a sparrow. Sparrow there. Down here. These two hanging out. From tree. Okay, in here. It's a marsh right on the other side. These short little trees are full of birds and they're singing all the time. Now, ponder this. If I press record, this is recording. It doesn't even have to be attached to anything. Can we go right through these branches and focus on this bird? Shoot something in his mouth. Wow. Look at that. See these branches. So I have this piece of tent footprint. It's like waterproof polyester, right? And I'm experimenting using the PGY Tech grip on this monster Sony camera. But then, okay, if I'm gonna take a break or stop using it, I put it in Pixi Evo, and I have this anchor power bank. So there's two microphones here. They're charging. The camera's charging. Now I'm working on this POV view. So I'm going to flip the screen, double tap the joystick. Almost everyone is using like a GoPro for POV. This is Pocket 3 POV. Now I'm going to push the button here to release that camera and get it on here. Oops, no. I like it this way. Take this wire out. Now we take this that the camera was in, turn this on. That becomes like a satellite sound. And I've got this pretty close to me on the camera. This, I put Pocket 3 on here when I'm not using it. Put this camera on there when I'm not using it. So with this PGY Tech grip, you know, on my bicycle, what I did is I actually angled it down like this because my wrist, the actual position of my wrist, my handlebar is kind of upside down. Instead of being this way, it's pointing down like that on an angle. It's exactly what I'm doing here. So I can use this ball head. I can get this exactly like my bicycle. Tighten this up. I have this substantial grip here. This microphone is close to me. You ever met a professional model? I mean, bird. This bird is a professional model. I saw some little birds over here. So now I'm crouched down and I bent this handle this way. So that if I'm down low, I can have this camera like that. So my left hand is right under the camera. If I'm going up high, I like to have it like that, just experimenting. There's two eagles right here, short while ago, and that looks like a nest. Yes, indeed. Do you see all the work people do to get to this? They put a cage on a camera, NATO rails, NATO handles. They can't do that and, you know, flip this all different ways. This is my YouTube studio. It's nature. Now, you have to have a, let me show you how I built my rig video, right? Well, this closely resembles some of these rigs. We have a microphone here. Got one of these top handle things. Unless, if I'm crouched down low, I want to do it this way. So I'm gripping onto here, holding it underneath. Or perhaps I want it like that. Not sure what they are, but I'll find out. These little yellow birds are loud. They're small. They move around a lot. There's one right around here somewhere. So like, where did these birds come from? I mean, I think this is my 8th trip. It's not even summer yet, right? It's 2 weeks to the equinox. And back in April, there's no birds here. So where did they come from? Where did they come from? Where are they going? The geese, everything was frozen and the geese were already here. The geese were looking for these tiny little patches of water that were like no bigger than almost like a seal hole. Enable bird tracking mode. Sometimes this whole area is chock full of birds. Like there's 10,000 birds here. And just because you can hear them doesn't mean you can capture them. You have to find those little buggers first. Like there's a loud bird right here, but it's probably on the other side of these trees. Some of them are way up high, and I like it in here if you can get this blue lake in the background, or blue lagoon in the background. But there's no birds here now. Okay, the magic here is accessibility, because these are small little trees. So microphone here, another one there. I can reposition this. This screen pulls out like that. So I can operate this with one hand like this. Well, video is a whole different thing, right? Mosquitoes are feasting on me while I do this supermodel photo session. I'm in this marsh, right? There's like open water right here. This camera is down low, like 6 inches from the ground, and I have this handle to the side. Now, I still got this. Is these? It's a drainage. It's like a drainage path in the middle. So instead of having a bunch of big cameras and a bunch of interchangeable lenses, I have one that goes 24 to 600, and the Pocket 3 is more like a cinema camera, and Action 4 can go underwater, it can go in the rain. It's useful for time lapses. None of these Sony cameras have time lapse built in, which is kind of weird to me. Like, that seems like kind of a no-brainer. So the cap lock is made for action cameras, and you just slide it into this bunch of different compatible bases. I like what they did, which is a hex key. They give you a hex key, and the problem with these plates is they go loose. So this tiny thing is for action cameras, but I can get that quite tight on there. Good morning. Variable ND. Careful where I touch here. It's a really interesting thing. Variable ND. Big fat 72mm ring. So I just took my reading glasses off. Like, I can't see a damn thing. Yet this little diopter dial here dials me in perfectly. I can't even believe I can see that. I mean, this EVF, this is awesome. It is really awesome. Now I can't see what I'm doing, so I need to get in the EVF and then move this handle to the side because I'm down low. I'm going on my knees. So now I've got a hand underneath with the display pointing straight up. I'm moving this, I'm crouched down inside. I'm moving this, I'm crouched down inside here. Now I'm going to move this handle. I can move this handle and bring this up. So I'm like surrounded by this wetland shrub kind of thing. And I've got this display pointed upwards. And I'm moving this handle this way. But I think a low down shot would be much cooler, which is exactly why I have the display this way. So I'm crouching down and with one hand sweeping this RX10 inside here. But I think a low down shot would be much cooler, which is exactly why I have the display this way. So I'm crouching down and with one hand sweeping this RX10 inside here. So get this retractable, tiltable display, and I've got a handle that I can shape however I want. If I have this like this, I'm pointing downward while I look at the LCD. And because this handle is pointing backwards, not vertical, I can get way down low. While watching this display. While I look at the LCD, and because this handle is pointing backwards, not vertical, I can get way down low. Okay, 24 millimeter. I want to get down low, so I'm bringing this handle in, retracting this display so I can see this from above. I'm going to use two hands here, press this, and yep, you can have a stove the size of your thumb, and a cup that's, you know, the size of toothpaste or something. But in what conditions is it actually going to work? This stove, WinPro, is clipped onto Trillium, and the Trangia windscreen is clipped onto it. It just stays like this. So it's ready to go. There's nothing to set up. The upper windscreen goes on here. The kettle goes in there. The C2 Summit water cell has water from Winnipeg in here. So we are froth masters, the keepers of the froth. This is an Extreme long wide mattress with an electric pump with MLD Soul Bivy and a Climate Lux pillow. Now, this little valve here turns the air on. So when I push the air out, that's actually quite small. That's a whole bed right there. Mattress, pillow, bivy. The northwest wind is moving sand. So what's happened here is half the beach disappeared because the water levels rose. So the wind raised the water. And this is a shallow basin. So water from a deeper basin is blowing in here. It's raising the level. And this is black mist. Black mist filter. There's the highway that I'm avoiding. Right beside me while I go on the gravel. When I power off the Sony camera, the DJI receiver turns off. Now I could leave these running, they're like 6 hours, but I'm just making it a routine. These are off. I put one foot on my front wheel, pull this bike out. Back in the Ziploc we go. Mobility means a lot of things. Sometimes we have different choices, like RVs or mountain dogs. Which shall it be? Okay, Pocket 3. Wow, the foliage in here is absolutely cool. It's diverse, but in this one little spot. So back up this riverbank. Download some free background. Get yourself put a TV screen in the background and up your video game. Download my blurry plugins. I can blur anything, man. Oh my. You get this gorgeous contrast. Oh, I love the way this looks. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna turn into a photographer. I mean, like, stills. I did do some of that like a long time ago, but yeah, I'm starting to grip it. Like you soak in that image, right? Everything now is a 30-second short. That guy's going to get some. The magic of contrast. Over here, it's like still light, like you can see everything. But on the other side of the road, we're in the shadow world of magical contrast with the sun setting back there. Now rolling past, you have a silhouette world. Silhouette of contrast. Yet, again, flip to this side, you see everything. Like, it's freaky. Like, I can see every tree, I can see which is a birch. You see everything over here. You see nothing but shadow on this side. Cool.